welcome to Butt Speakers. I'm Kush,
I'm Alex.
and today reviewing Wyclef Jean, Jouvert. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Well, well, if it's called Jouvert, I'm happy with that, but it won't be.
It's French, so I took 3 years of French, but I still don't know what it is.
Okay.
But so Wyclef Jean is a Haitian rapper, and I wouldn't really call him a rapper anymore, but Haitian musician, and I remember hearing a lot about him a couple of years back. He was featured on a lot of different songs, and just never really I never really heard any of his own music, but I know he was featured in a lot of different things. I think Shakira, was it?
Yep, my bouncer friend Shakira had him on Hips Don't Lie, and well, obviously he's most well known for being a member of the Fugees in the mid-90s. You know of them?
Yeah, I know the Fugees.
Yeah, he was just like the main producer, composer-ish guy on that. He was the one who sung No Woman, No Cry, their pretty decent actually cover of Bob Marley. And yeah, well, this EP, I mean, he has a pretty interesting position in hip-hop, because if he's a member of the Fugees, who kind of made pop rap happen, you know, mixing pop and hip-hop basically, or whatever, he deserves a place in rap history. But like you say, he doesn't really have much of an identity for himself, at least nowadays, kind of. I mean, even Lauryn Hill, who hasn't even had a solo single out for over 15 years, is probably more well known than him as a member of the Fugees.
Well, I think my problem here is that there was maybe one rap song on here. The others were just maybe R&B, maybe consider them. They weren't even rap songs.
Just pop, almost.
Yeah. So the one song, I Swear, had Young Thug on it. And Young Thug is a pretty okay rapper. I don't really enjoy him, but he has some things that
I actually really like him, just saying. So I actually thought that was quite a good song.
I thought that was probably the most okay song of the entire...
Oh, this is going to be a doozy of a review.
Of the entire thing. It was
it's called an EP, but it's half an hour long, so I don't know.
Yeah, so The Ring was just a terrible song. The Ring... they had the auto-tune was just... I thought there's a reason why T-Pain stopped making music, because the auto-tune just died out, and he brings it back on this song. I don't know why the hell he did that. And then there's like this alphabet portion where he's like, A, B, C, that's enough for me, or some shit like that. And it's like, really? This is the lyrics that are going to come out of your mouth? You have such a history. You've been on some great songs. You've produced some great albums. And this is the things that are coming out of your mouth right now. Come on.
Really? Well, I actually kind of liked the alphabet verse too, from a comedic standpoint.
Okay, comedic standpoint, it was fantastic. But
but obviously we're looking for good music here.
As unironic music, that was just, come on.
Yeah, but actually, you know, there was some effort put into that, at least. You know, he's trying to relate each letter to some aspect of his career.
Oh yeah,
even though
that's fine.
I'm pretty sure at one point he actually used 3 letters and just spelled something out. So I probably got lazy with that. And you know, this song seems to be about all they want to do is, will I get another win? Yeah, will I get another win? I mean, win probably means another hit, right? But
yeah, but
does win mean like a gold disc, or does it mean a wedding ring? I don't get that.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. So I know he's talking about like a win, as in like probably some hit, sort of music hit, and then he says something about a ring, and I'm like, I have no clue what he's talking about anymore. The only thing I could relate to is basketball. When you win in America, when you win the NBA championships, you get a ring to commemorate your winning. But this had nothing to do with basketball either, so I just had no clue what he was talking about the entire time, despite having some catchy bars and some catchy riffs. No clue.
I also noticed that this had one line that was like, "It don't matter what I did before, man," and then proceeds to have a whole verse talking about stuff he did before. So I think it does matter. No, I mean, I don't get stuff like that. And so I just wanted to say, overall, I thought this was a pretty mixed bag of an EP. But here, the thing with Wyclef is, since he's not American, he's Haitian. So I compare him to people like Sean Paul, and actually I think Pitbull is American, but he adopts a foreign type style of rapping, or if you call it rapping, being a mental patient in is what I call it. He uses liberal overuse of autotune on these songs to hide his technical limitations, but I still don't mind him as a guy, and that goes a long way to like making me bear most of this EP. So
I like the Fugees. I think they're fantastic.
yeah, they've aged really well, and they really, if you like people like, any modern commercial rap, that's pretty much where the foundations of today's music comes from, and how catchy and accessible it is.
And I also really enjoy some of his earlier work. But but there's 4 songs that really just made this an absolute mess of an album or EP.
Yeah.
The first one being Rear View. I don't think I've cringed harder in a song than Rear View.
This is the sort of trashy rap that makes you like, when people say they don't like rap music, you can kind of I don't know, not agree, but at least understand what they're saying.
So he starts off with this like weird accent. I know he's Haitian, so he has an accent, which is fine, but I think he's trying to hide that accent in this song, and he sounds super nasally. And then he says things like, "We move into the 6-9."
Oh, great! That's a really good lyric.
And I just started dying. I was laughing and I was crying a little bit because this is an actual song, an actual lyric in an actual song, and the whole song is full of like really bad sex innuendos. And it was just fucking disgusting.
There was one really bad one. There was one really bad one which causes the bad boy ready for the action. Ready for the action now, big dog. Ready for the kitty with the meow. Ah, great. This makes me think John Mayall with the metaphors for sex in the food was really good. I mean, I get that this is like a playful song of him having fun, but this actually has the exact same lyric as on Train's. I don't know why we keep talking about them, but Hey Soul Sister has the exact same lyric. Like a virgin, you can be my Madonna. Exact same lyric for verboten. I mean, what's going on?
Well, I mean, the thing here is that he's 47, so about half the age of John Mayall, and he's singing.
Oh well, sort of.
So I would think that after being so in the industry for so many years, putting out so many albums, being with so many groups, you have a more refined, more like just concrete sense of what needs to be said and what is good and bad. I'm just confused why he wrote this thing. He wrote this song and he's like, "Wow, this is actually some pretty good shit. I'm gonna record this." Like, this is something that you'd want for a joke. I don't see why this actually came out.
There's nothing catchy about it. The whole like listening to Sadie's sweetest taboo. I didn't even understand what that was. Like, I thought it was half I don't know, chicken. What was I saying? I don't know, but I don't know, like really bad like mix of 2 different culture languages almost, maybe. I just don't know, but then I read it and it was just very bad.
Yeah, so
very bad song.
That was the first of 4 songs that just ruined it for me.
Oh, you've got another 3. Well, you know how I have different sections, in my reviews, mixed, and I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Type EPs like this, I have different I only have 3 in the bad section, so might have a bit of a clashing in one song. Probably not that much though, because I don't really like any here.
Yeah, so the next song is Lady Haiti. That's the one.
Oh.
So I like the idea of him singing about how much pride he has for Haiti, and I think it's a good concept. And lyrics are okay, also decent. But he's old and he's making songs for 15-year-old girls, and I don't understand why. And I feel like, yeah, it sounds great. It sounds like something like just radio-friendly music that's gonna get on the radio if this gets popular. But it's so childish, and I think to someone so old and so who's probably lived through so much can make something more worthwhile. And that's multiple times throughout this album. He tries to be like deep and thought-provoking, and it just is not. It's not at all.
Okay, so This has to be unintentionally similar to Ed Sheeran's "Shape of You" because the hook is the exact same, other than the song title. You know, I'm in love with "The Shape of You" or I'm in love with Lady Haiti. It's sung in the exact same way, but they're both released within 2 weeks of each other, unless like I don't know, Ed Sheeran was popping around his old mate Wyclef Jean. I don't think that's happening. Also, I just did not expect like a weird late 80s sounding sappy love ballad from him. This is what, yeah, he's not a hip hop artist if he's making songs like this. Also, when I first heard this, I thought he was talking about Lady Haiti, like the first lady of Haiti, which I'm pretty sure pretty sure that's like a great sin to have a love ballad about doing the stuff he wants to do, as mentioned in this song. So. Yeah, that's not very good, but I didn't hate it. I wouldn't say it's really bad.
Okay, so my third song that ruined this album for me, Life
Okay.
Matter.
Okay, well, was that the second last song?
Second to last song, yes.
It's your fourth worst. What, the next after it?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that'd be good for the end of this because I have so much to say for that. So we'll just quickly talk about a few others here before that.
Go ahead.
Okay, Party Started. Did you not think that was really bad as well? I mean,
thought it
this
was
sounds
unnecessary.
It sounds exactly the same as one of those like 2010 era dance pop, intended for the club house songs.
Yeah.
You know, that were big then, like Tayo Cruz, Pitbull, I don't know, Jason Derulo type thing. Even that Jay Sean song, Down, oh god. You know, those, I completely detest them. That's probably the lowest point of pop music I think has ever gotten, because I think it's all slightly better than that now in the EDM era. But you know, this has just completely unintelligible rapping. And it just seems to be about hardcore parties. I can't get behind songs like this. And he has two people featured, Farina and Neutron. And these are they just bring the whole EP down, songs like this. This was actually probably my least favourite. There was nothing redeemable about this. Like, at least I found Rear View and Lady Haiti somewhat funny, I guess. But
is he trying to be a comedian? Because then there's a problem there.
I know, and there's also Holding on the Edge. Okay, this is a weird mid-tempo reggae synth pop song, and that sounds like one of those genres we got in the genre generator game. Look, I know he's done some reggae type things before, like the cover with the Fugees of No Woman No Cry, but I wasn't expecting this. And he has Walk the Moon, who made Shut Up and Dance with Me.
Oh god.
And okay, so Walk the Moon are inspired by the Police. They get their band name from the Police song Walking on the Moon, which is a very good song there. But why get him to just do a very nondescript appearance, like copy and stint, basically, when he doesn't even sound reggae-ish on that song? I mean, if they wanted to get a white boy recent reggae band, why not get Magic, who made Rude? Because that would have been a little slightly better, I guess. But I don't like this song. It's probably the least memorable.
It's just pander music for pop radio. That's what it was for me.
Yeah. Okay, so two decent songs on here, I Swear and Hendrix.
Yeah, I liked Hendrix. Hendrix was the one song I actually liked.
Okay, this Hendrix, I like this song, although I don't like the generic moody instrumental underneath it, which makes it sound quite depressing, but it kind of is. So I like the whole, I was playing Jimi Hendrix in the basement, all I wanted was to be a rock star, and all he wanted to be was an Escobar. I like that the song, you know, it goes a bit deeper into his backstory and, you know, isn't just about partying or trying to be a comedian guy. It's like how we have to choose our destiny and how Wyclif's life is different because he was lucky to have a career in music instead of people he knows who are in jail or dead. I also like did you notice the little sample of Jimi Hendrix when he said he wanted to be Hendrix?
I did not notice that.
Well, there's a little bit of guitar, which is Hendrix because the guitar tone is exactly the same. But I love that you can't tell particularly that it's Hendrix because it's sampled weirdly. They must have changed the pace. So it kind of adds to the mystery of Jimi Hendrix that we don't know it. It sounds like a little piece of guitar coming from heaven. I don't know I can't identify it. If I had to guess, I think it's from All Along the Watchtower solo towards the end. And he sings and raps without doing a dodgy foreign accent on this song, which makes it more bearable. And also, I Swear. Do you like this one?
I thought it was okay. I mean, there wasn't anything. There's just one line that kind of made me angry, where he ran corner with marijuana.
Yeah, I mean, people always stretch words to make them rhyme when they don't. Pat Monahan's songbook.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was another unnecessary song. I didn't really care much for it.
I actually really, really like this for some reason. Then again, I really like Young Thug. Did you notice when he says, I swear? It sounded like the start of Black Beatles a little bit. Like, that girl.
Maybe, I didn't notice it.
That was exact. I don't know why I always notice vocal melodies that sound the same. I always do that when like neither you or Cam notice. I don't know why I always look out for them. But I just think this song does sound modern. He's trying to make a modern song. And it does have EDM beat drop and air horns, which definitely dates it. But I think this has a funky instrumental, good pace, and I actually really like Young Thug in general. I just think Young Thug is one of the most enjoyable and fun rappers in the game at the moment. And, having him on here sounds questionable, but if this got airplay and got on the radio, I'd be happy, basically. So
now for the third worst song on this album. This song, Life Matter, he tries to get political, talking about political climate in the U.S., about like Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, Police Lives Matter, whatever, all that garbage.
And then he says Harambe Life Matters.
There we go. That was the line that just threw this whole album out the window for me. He's trying to be political. He's trying to be deep. He's trying to talk about something as serious as this, and then compares Black Lives Matter to something like Harambe Life Matters. Which
that's 8 months ago. That's dated.
Yeah, it's dated, firstly. Secondly, it's disrespectful to any, regardless of your affiliation. Even if I don't know what he's trying to say or which side he's siding with, whatever it is. It delegitimizes everything about your movement, whatever movement you're going for. When you as a I guess someone who promotes this kind of thinking, whatever thinking it may be, because I couldn't tell from the song, because he said both All Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter, or both. I have no clue, and he said Police Lives Matter, so I have no clue. But
yeah,
just when you were trying to make a song to be political, firstly he just says the words and doesn't say anything after that. It delegitimizes everything you're trying to say, because you're taking this as a joke, even though it's something that is not a joke.
It's not a joke, and I wasn't actually expecting us to go through the truly political analysis route with this, but I mean, this just seems to trivialize whatever stance he has on stuff like this.
Yeah,
it just sounds like a very unrealistic hippy-dippy flower power song, because he says like, "Oh, love can unite us all," but that, I mean, what does that really mean? It's 2017. That's him going back to Jimi Hendrix ideals. It's not realistic.
I don't get the point of this song, because like he wants to be political. Fine, you can make political rap music, i.e. Run the Jewels or Danny Brown or Kendrick Lamar, and make it thought-provoking and rational. But when you say something like Harambe Life Matters in a song that's already saying nothing, what are you gaining? What are you getting from this song?
When I first heard this, I was thinking he was listing. I mean, you don't even need to list them if you say All Lives Matter. That includes everyone. So meaninglessly listing just different types of people and origins and stuff. I mean, he doesn't even list most types of diversities of people. He doesn't list, like, I don't know, Arabic lives matter, or Australian lives, or I don't know, dwarf lives matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like,
it
there's no
doesn't make
point in
sense.
listing some because that elevates some people's lives over others. That's what got most from this song.
Yeah. So okay, and the last
That was
song
very bad.
that was the second worst song in the album. The worst, absolute worst song. If I Was President 2016.
Okay.
So
Well,
wasn't this song should have come out earlier than it did because it doesn't make any sense.
it should have come out in 2016, first of all.
Yeah, before the election. And I actually kind of like the acoustics on here. The acoustics sounded good.
Yeah,
They
he's
were
always
generic.
been a good acoustic guitar player. It's basically the same exact sound as No Woman No Cry cover.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of generic, but it sounds good. But my biggest problem is that he says if I was president 2016, he'd be elected one day, assassinated the next day, and the next day everyone would go to work. Why would anyone want to assassinate him? He literally does nothing as president, and I think Wyclef Jean would be the most passive president in history that no one would want to assassinate. There's no reason to. But he also talks about such things like homeless people and poverty and veterans and serious topics, and doesn't address how he fixed them or address anything besides the fact that just saying they exist, which doesn't really add anything to the political spectrum or give any sort of calling action to the so maybe there's 10 Wyclef Jean fans out there who actively listen to his music.
Okay, well, okay, well,
he should be having some sort of calling statement in this kind of song, but there isn't. There's nothing here that makes makes you want to do anything to fix these problems. It's just yeah, there's problems here. Now we can move on with our day.
I feel like I at least I don't know, didn't enjoy it, but bared it more than you, maybe, because I like Wyclef Jean's been fighting for refugees' rights for over 20 years. You know, they were mentioning it in the Fugees, or at least mentioning it. I don't know if he actually did. Highlighting their lives in camps and stuff like that. And he has actually done some level of charity work in Haiti. You know, when what was the natural disaster? It's terrible. I don't know. Yeah, it was a hurricane, because I was thinking maybe it's typhoon or something. It was a while ago. It's terrible. I don't know. Well, he did do some level of charity work and stuff to help out there, but he says if he was president, he'd get shot within a day, and that's probably the only way I can see that happening. Is probably because he tried to really change things for people, but I don't get why he'd die for that. If he actually tried to, wouldn't he be more of a patron of the people?
Yeah, I don't know what he was gonna say.
And he was also had a weird going back to 90s positivity, I could be president, you could be president, as if anyone could be president. That's what I thought this song was going to be about, not a morbid song where he would die. I thought it would be positive, this guy could be president, then I could be. And he actually did try and run for president of Haiti in 2008. He didn't get it, obviously. He wouldn't be making stuff like this if he did. I think it was because he wasn't resident long enough, because I don't think it's not that they don't like him, because I think he got the equivalent of a knighthood. I don't know if America have a equivalent of that. Yeah.
Well, no, he ran in 2010, and he because he didn't live in Haiti for 5 years before the election, he couldn't run.
I guess equivalent to that would be Kennedy's Honors Award, maybe.
Probably.
Anyway, so I mean, it's morbidly upbeat, weirdly so, and it's an anti-Trump song coming too late, basically. I mean, there's no point in songs like this when it's happened. Yeah. So it's released too late. I mean, there's no ban to this song. I don't know.
He said
impact.
He said a lyric, "We can be the president." Does he know what he's saying? How can 2 people or 3 people be the president? That doesn't make any sense.
I think it just means the people, but like I say, I mean, I don't get his agenda on most of this album anyway, so I'm not going to get his political agendas.
Yeah, I don't know. It just frustrated me, because someone who actually cares about politics, he's not saying anything, and he's not promoting anything other than just saying there's problems and we should fix them, but doesn't say how we're gonna fix them or actually address the problem fully.
It's the weird thing. When I was listening to these, it's coming after millions, well, not millions, but quite a few generic pop rap, not even just trashy songs, and they were a bit of a difference because both of them have a acoustic guitar, Life Matters and If I Was President 2016. But they're politically charged, but they're not charged in any relevant way or even coherent way, I'd say. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing because I thought he'd have two somewhat good songs at the end.
Yeah. What would you rate it, Alex?
Now, Wyclef Jean, he has made a pretty mixed bag of an album. I mean, it goes all over the place from style to style, has very little quality control. But underneath it all, he has questionable featured guests like Walk the Moon and Young Thug, and extremely bad lyrical reference points. There is a guy with a passion, maybe badly, but he does speak about political events, social undercurrents, and lives lived and loves a lot. You can still kind of tell he's the same guy from the Fugees, although maybe fame has gotten to his head in a very, very worrying way. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I never hated this. I mean, even the worst songs were just more embarrassing than bad, I guess. But, I did get one or two pretty good songs. Like, I really did like I Swear. I'm not going to lie. Like, that is in my personal collection. Maybe it should be, but, Wyclef Jean, I heard this was actually like a promo to the Carnival 3. I guess the Carnival's like his most prominent solo album. So I don't know if we're going to cover that, but this was pretty mediocre though.
Yeah, I hated it. Hendrix was the only song that I kind of enjoyed. Everything else was useless, pointless, and just didn't really make any sense of why he made this.
Okay.
I think he needs a more. I personally think he needs a more refined idea, a refined palette, I guess. Because songs like Rear View, despite being catchy, I don't think anyone wants to hear about you having sex. There's not one place that would want to play this song. Like, let's say you're at a party or something. No one's gonna play this song because it's disgusting. You're at a mall. No one's gonna play it because it's explicit. There's not one place. True. And if you're listening to it on your own, you're just a creep. So there's no reason you should be listening to the song.
Unless you're two reviewers like us.
But yeah, so I just thought that there was just a lot of things wrong with this, and there's a lot of glaring problems with this album. So that's my opinion, but take it with a grain of salt because I'm.
What are you gonna give it?
A 3.
3.
Well, that's it from us. Thanks for tuning in to Busted Speakers. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos and check out our social media.